So my role in the project was really conceiving the project, like birthing it, I think. Coming up with the idea of what the project could be. But then I shared that with other people, and I was able to work with other people and allow them to help the project grow and see their different ideas come into fruition. And so it really was like the process of birthing something and then letting the world just take it over and grow it. And it became this amazing project because of all of the different ideas that people brought into it.
So for this project, I was mainly a part of the opening piece that took place at Zootropolis. I read a few poems, one of which was mine that I wrote, one of which was from Barbara Buckman-Strasko, my mentor. And
the role I played with this project was a storm drain sidewalk muralist. So I was actually painting the sidewalk above the storm drains. I used bold designs and bright colors to, draw attention to the actual piece, the art piece, so that the community doesn't forget, what it's there for.
The role I played in the Rivers Connection project was helping out with the trash cleanups, and that was definitely most accomplishing.
So I was invited to join the Rivers Project because I'm a spoken word artist, and we were looking to collaborate with artists in the Lancaster community on the project. So I got to become a part and come to a community event where we were painting murals and cleaning up the neighborhood, and also having some really awesome spoken word artists. So I got to perform alongside my cousin and my aunt, which was just a really cool experience. One of my coworkers was also there. So it was a big community moment for me, and a moment where I could actually connect my love for Lancaster with my poetry and just see them flourish in one space together.
So initially, I was brought to this project as a spoken word poet. I perform a lot of poetry around town, but this was definitely the first time that I had to write something so introspective that I wasn't very aware of. When I was first presented the opportunity to be able to write something for the project, I didn't really know what my approach was going to be until I was encouraged immensely by Mary Gaddis and a few of the other folks to just be honest about what the river means to me, whether it's positive, negative, or indifferent. So from there, we did an amazing event at Zootropolis for Water Week, and then I was asked to bring some other poets along and some other creatives along, which was a blessing in disguise. So not only was I a creative consultant for this project, a poet as well for this project, but I was also able to implement my block write program and sessions into some of these initiatives, which was incredible. Our reach has grown so much since then, and it's only going to continue to grow. And I think that, the fact that this was the first government project for a lot of creatives in this city is, just a huge win for all of us.
The role I played in the Rivers Connection project was a community connector. At Brightside, we have our big annual Fall Fest every single year, and I was looking for another element to add, and also a neat way to showcase some of my youth's work. Over the summer during STEM camp, we did a project about stormwater infrastructure and how we can use green practices to kind of end stormwater runoff. So at Brightside, we have a beautiful rain garden we installed last year, and the kids really used that as the framework for their project. So they installed rain gardens, permeable pavers, pervious surfaces, and their small community models to try to mitigate stormwater runoff. So that was my connection to Mary. So Mary had this project, and she called me just because she knew I was doing stormwater runoff work, education for the youth, and she invited me to this meeting. So in the meeting, they were looking for locations for their stormwater runoff murals that they installed. So I went just for the meeting, and slowly Mary, she really assembled the Avengers. So I'm sitting at the table at the Lancaster Science Factory. Dom walks in and she's like, "Let me introduce you to Dom." And I was like, "I know him. Cool, 7th Ward, amazing." Then Tyrion walks in and she's like, let me introduce you to Tyrion. I'm like, I know Tyrion, this is awesome. And then finally Keisha walks in, she's like, let me introduce Keisha Isaiah. I'm like, I know her too, oh my gosh, this is incredible. So I got really excited about who was involved in the project. And once I found out that Tyrion would be designing a mural to go in at Brightside, I was like, I'm in 110%. How can we make this a success?
For this River Connections project, I was actually one of the poets. My son, Sir Dominique Jordan, actually gave me the prompt, the river, and I took it from there.
My role in the River Connections project was lead artist and muralist, and helping the other artists that are on the project. Tyrion, we created storm drain installations that led the message of this whole project to the community.